Sheriff and Okowa, I don't want to see your shadow near the APC. No, it very likely was conversations around governance and politics and what he didn't like, and then this one slipped out along the way. And while I do not want to reduce this to a market square conversation, what did he say? Why did he say it? What did he mean? It kind of raises a lot of questions, right? You kind of have to ask, how incompetent does a person have to be for the opposition, who they've not indicated interest in defecting to say, you know what, just stay where you are? Also considering that these characters, if you think about it, are influential politicians, governors of Delta State, present and former. The minute you become a governor, you win an election, there's a certain level of political relevance that you have. And we have seen politicians come and go. The politics remains and the interest stays for even much longer. We've seen politicians that you might say do not have, let me not use the word credibility, but they jump ship as frequently as the weather changes. Serial defector, former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, has contested presidency for as long as we can remember. Do you know that Atiku ran for presidency in 1993? Yes, you heard that correctly. The Abiola election that was annulled, he was a contestant. He's been running ever since with different parties. He has defected from party A, B, C, D, E, back to A again. Why? Because this ambition of his is a very powerful one. And there's nothing wrong in wanting to be president that badly. Abraham Lincoln tried many times. Buhari tried countless times. Oh, Atiku is still trying. But as much as people know that Atiku jumps from pillar to post politically, if he indicates interest in defecting to a party, they would very likely welcome him with open arms. Why? He's an influential figure. He was once the number 2 man in this country. And, there's the added advantage of having Atiku in your party. A bit of the financing will go well. Ned Nwoko resigned a few days ago, I think last week, and said the problem with the PDP, the crisis, he just can't take it. He's looking for stability. For Omo-Agege to say, of all the politicians we have, of the dysfunctional politics we have, of the crisis rocking different parties, today it's PDP's turn and tomorrow it's APC's turn. Of all the uncertainties connected to politics, the one thing I'm certain of is that the APC can do without these 2 men. It's also important to note that one of those men just won Governor of the Year at the Disney Award. I hope I got that correctly. I'm going to look it up, but I think I saw that the Delta State Governor won that award. So what could have prompted Omo-Agege making the statement? 2 influential politicians in Nigeria stating that no matter what happens, the APC can do without you. Is he the APC spokesman? Not necessarily. You can call him a party chieftain. Could this be something personal where companies are coming up and once in a while somebody's approaching you, say, why don't you come and work with us? It's like football. The best players get interest from every club. I'm sure every team would have wanted Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, or the guys on top to play for them. I'm certain of it. But if a team comes out to specifically say, whatever happens, make Haaland no near this team, it's going to raise questions. And their own team would say, how bad is this guy? That even people he's not interested in are stating that they don't want him. What does this mean for the balance of power between both parties and the career of the politicians 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp is 080 903 416. Omo-Agege says, whatever happens, the current governor of Delta State and the former one, please do not make your way to the APC. You're not wanted, we're not interested, and there is no version of this party that would ever need the likes of you to get to the next level. That's harsh. I'd like to know what exactly happened between them. Okay, I'll take those calls shortly. But I seem to have a break now. After that break, we will engage. Please stay with us. Still hard facts on Nigeria info. Sam, we have a few minutes left on the clock, and the conversation is on a comment credited to founder of the Senate, Omo-Agege, Governor Sheriff, and former Governor Okowa, to remain in the PDP, saying they are not welcome in the APC. Speaking during an APC leaders, elders, and stakeholders meeting, Senator Agege said, while the party is open to welcoming Ned Nwoko, members of the House of Reps, House of Assembly members, and other PDP leaders, it has no interest in Governor Sheriff and former Governor Okowa. So if you rephrase this, he's basically saying every other politician on the planet is better than these two. That's interesting. All right. My simple question is, what do you make of this? Yeah. That's basically what it is. It's difficult to get a deep conversation out of this. Good afternoon, Sam. Senator Omo-Agege's statement is political and personal. Remember, Omo-Agege was the APC governorship candidate in the last election. If the current governor defects to the APC, he will not have a chance to run. Ah, really? Well, okay. That's one way to look at it. And he will no longer be the party leader in the state. So his statement is for his personal interests and nothing else. Mr. Kent from Port Harcourt says, you might have a point there. You just might. Senator Omo-Agege is just trying to secure his spot as the leader of the party in the state because he knows his position will be threatened if those two heavyweights make their way into APC. Benjamin says, I've seen videos of him heavily criticizing the current governor of Delta State, talking about how much is allocated to the state and how much, they never get. It's more than the Southeast combined and all of that. But if your plan is to remain leader of the party, let's just imagine that I'm working with that. Why would you want to say this publicly? Would that not seem like putting ideas in people's head? I'm just saying. Wouldn't it be better that you did not say anything? Oh well, our very own politics. It's a beautiful scene. I promise you, there are many things that happen in Nigeria that if you tell a foreigner, they would ask you, who's the director of the movie? And you say, no, it's not a movie. This is a reality. It'll be difficult for them to come to terms with it. You're like, really? This happens in real life? You're like, yeah. Our country is adventurous like that. Okay. That's amazing. Justice calls from Omo-Agege. Hello, Justice. Good evening.
My friend Sam, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, greeting you from Omo-Agege.
Go ahead.
Okay, just like for example, in River State, where we have the FCT minister and the governor.
Mm-hmm.
A good number of people said, as the governor, that Phil Fubara is the political leader of PDP in River State.
Yeah.
Why some are putting it? So if in Delta State, Governor Sheriff joined the APC, and as the governor, he will automatically become the leader of the party.
Yeah.
Better. Will Omo-Agege allow that? No. Knowing full well that Omo-Agege doesn't have any political position. What it is that if the governor who is occupying the highest seat in the state joins APC, Omo-Agege will become a minority. He will not become a voice again. And remembering the fact that he wants to contest 2027 election in Delta State. So he wouldn't want it. So Omo-Agege wants to secure his own bag.
Yeah, but there are lots of reasons why a person would defect. First of all, they have to be dissatisfied with where they are. There has to be some problem in the party. Yeah. There has to be something working against their interest.
Sam, when it comes to politics, it is for personal gains and interest. 90% of politicians are there for their stomach's sake.
Justice.
Forget about what they tell you.
Justice.
Yes.
Let me ask you. What car do you drive?
What
car do you drive?
I don't own a car for now.
Okay. When you eventually own a car, what car would you like to buy?
I would like to buy Toyota Corolla.
Okay, amazing. Now imagine that I come to you Now that you don't have a car, or maybe you even have the Corolla, and I say, Justice, no matter what happened, no buy Benz. You had no interest in buying Benz. You were not looking forward to buying a Benz. Maybe you had the money, but it just wasn't your thing. Why would I want to tell you that when it's not even, okay, well, I wanted to say it's not even an option. But you have no intention. You're not, the Corolla is not, it is satisfying you.
Sam, sorry, let me cut you short.
Yes, please.
What you mean now is that the governor has not had interest to even defect to the APC.
It doesn't seem that way at this point.
For this statement to come out from Omo-Agege, it means that there must be something somehow. He must have heard that the governor wants to join.
Okay, let's assume that he has heard.
Not they call something, no.
Okay, I agree.
Something no happen.
Very true. But how will his statement change anything? Is the governor suddenly going to say, you know what, Omo-Agege has said it, let me not just go? What will that change?
But meanwhile, that statement does not change anything. If the governor still have interest to join the party, he will join. He should join the APC. See, if irrespective of what Omo-Agege said, don't be surprised that there are still people loyal to Omo-Agege who will receive the governor when he joins the APC.
Okay.
That is politics for you.
Thank you very much. Thank
you.
Thank you, Justice. I know that Nigeria's politics, our version of it is crazy, but believe me, it's not very different from, the politics of other countries. We just have a lot of work to do. Okay, so he says it's for interest. He must have heard something. There must be intel. It just doesn't happen. He knows something. He has seen something. Some meetings have happened in the dead of night. And Omo-Agege says, if I let this slide, I just may not be the front runner anymore. But what difference does making this statement make? A comment on WhatsApp reads, when Tinubu will receive them, he will not know it. Justice says on WhatsApp, Mr. Sam, it's all politics. Governors are basically leaders of parties. So if the governor defects, Agege will not be recognized. So he's protecting his interest. Ayeba Tonye. Again, I agree. Most people have expressed this sentiment. But again, how is that going to change anything? If anything, it's going to facilitate the process. Yes, indeed. Owanite says, good evening, Mr. Sam. The remarks made by former Deputy Senate President is nothing to write home about because the Electoral Act permits that. Where there's a division in a political party or you're dissatisfied with the party, you can move to any party of your choice. I really can't wait to see what unfolds ahead of 2027. It is quite unfortunate that we have reduced our political parties and politics to just election cycles. That the in-betweens do not have beautiful stories. So I guess we'll have to watch and wait to see whether or not Mr. Omo-Agege's fears are confirmed. Thank you for being a part of the show. This is as far as I can go. Coming up in a couple of minutes is a program. At the top of the hour, 6 p.m., we'll have the major news. After that, it's open season. Please stay with us.